everyone, welcome back to the vlog. And it's finally sunny. We had a crap ton of rain for the last week, and finally we have some beautiful sunshine over the next couple of days. So that means I have a lot of work to get done. Here we actually have our compost that we ended up emptying out of our barrel. We actually got this one off of, I think, Lowe's website, and it has two openings here, and you can kind of alternate as you know, let it break down and everything. The one thing I did find kind of hard with this model was that if I had only one side open and I'm trying to dump it, that it's getting caught on the bar. And so we ended up having to dump both sides at the same time in order to get it out. So we actually ended up putting down a tarp that we had nearby, and we just shook it all out. It was really easy to get out, totally. I was trying to decide if I wanted a handle versus no handle, and after having this for a whole season now, I would definitely say splurge for the handle, because it's hard to get a hold of the sides of this and turn it and everything. So for me, next time if I get another one, we're gonna get a handle. So anyways, we have all of this compost here. That's all of our one season's worth of compost. And so we had little bits of cardboard from our egg cartons, lots of egg shells still, and we collected leaves from the area and little paper items like our sugar packets and maybe some ripped up soda containers, some tea bags, all kinds of stuff in there. Our produce scraps, everything that we pretty much collected from last spring to this spring, and this is what it looks like right now. So there's still quite a bit of stuff that hasn't been broken down in here yet, so we're just gonna actually use this very sparingly a little bit in certain areas and kind of work it in so that it can finish doing its thing essentially. But here's our compost. Pretty freaking cool. I'm actually kind of proud of it. I get why people consider it gold. You know, this is free soil, free nutrients, and everything. I just wanted to show everyone an easy way to do a compost bin, okay? These are literally material I have here that I did not pay for. They were laying around my father-in-law's house. I used a big heavy something with something that covers the lid of this trash bin, because of course you don't have all of the things you need here at the Junk Garden. And then I drilled a couple holes in the bottom here. I put it on 2 raised cinder blocks so it will drain over time. And we started putting our brown layer in there with some of our chicken scraps, and hopefully soon this will be great compost. It's such a beautiful day out. I want to take everybody on a garden walk to show everything and how well it's doing. We have our bugleweed that we had planted about 2 weeks ago, and it actually went through a frost and it's doing wonderful. And the crazy thing is that this bugleweed actually got the snow on it directly, and it's doing better than the covered bugleweed that we have on our property. And then we have multiple colored snapdragons that we had picked up from the nursery in the area, and they are just gorgeous. We have that sunset one, we have this red color, we have a violet, maroon color, we have white, and we also got 2 different sizes. One is a rocket snapdragon, and it'll get really, really tall, and the other ones are short, and so it'll create this really cool dimension of layering in the garden. This is the bugleweed that actually got covered, and so it didn't withstand the hard frost directly like the other one, and it's just really interesting to see how even a light watering actually has affected the strength of this particular bugleweed. And we have several peonies here in our garden, and this is only one of them, and it's doing wonderfully. It's really starting to show its color. The ants have been really active. Super excited to see how this one turns out. And in this area is kind of a remade area as well. These deers have been here for generations, and I have just started planting around them and cleaning it up really well, putting a cute snapdragon tower and hostas in, and we have our junk lilies and our elderberries are starting to fill in. This is the milkweed that we had planted probably about a month ago, and it is doing so wonderfully. It loves its spot in the garden. I'm very excited about that. I can't wait to see how it blooms. And right next to it we have the lantana, and it's actually starting to get some color on it, which is super exciting. And here's another one of our peony clusters. It's actually really branching out. It looks very cute. I think this one is a pink color, maybe a red. And we have some pineapple sage put in here with some more of our junk lilies, and then more peonies in the back. And the strawberries in this container are actually doing really, really well. We have some color coming in on one of them here, and then we have multiple that are developing. And I'm really excited that these planter strawberries are working so well in this area. And in this area, we're actually going to do a flower patch. We're going to broadcast some seed here, some of the sun mix that we got from Burpee, and we're going to plant some other snapdragons and just kind of see how it goes, make a big pollinator patch. And you can see here our nectarine tree is actually doing pretty well. It's also survived the little bit of snow that we got and everything, and I'm hoping eventually one day we will get some precious fruits. And down here we have our saxifrage, and we actually found out that you need to deadhead this stuff, which we did to one of the other plants, and we're noticing some new growth on it. But it's so beautiful, and it's been doing great in the full sun, and it's been in and out of our house, and it's gone through the snow itself, and it's done wonderfully. And here is our forget-me-nots. We planted these quite a while ago, and they have been loving their spot as well. This is more of a part shade sun area, and so it gets just a little bit of sun in the evenings, but it's been doing wonderfully. We actually planted some seeds around it to see if they will also germinate and do their thing. Some of our surprise daffodils have bloomed, and they are just gorgeous. Love it. These have been around for a while, so they're definitely established, and they're also getting some good shade, so I think that's why my other ones up front in the full sun aren't doing as well. We had planted these rhubarb last week. They had actually been in a container inside the house because my other rhubarb have gotten eaten previously, but these guys are actually doing pretty good. Glad for them. Hopefully it works out. This is in our wilderness patch, so we're kind of experimenting to see what survives and what doesn't back here. Back here behind our house, we actually have a wonderful amount of lily of the valley, and it smells so good when it blooms. And this hosta is doing wonderful. I did put a bucket on it during that snow, and I think it was thankful. The marigolds that we have here in this pot are doing great. They're so vibrant. We did take these inside, but they're just so beautiful. I love them so much. One of our blueberries is doing great. It has a lot of growth going on for it. The other blueberry is just now starting to get some leaf on it. It's definitely a little bit behind compared to the other. Our yarrow is doing great things. Look at all of our glorious little starts, all of the peppers, a sea of peppers, if you will, and our really cool sweet potato slips are doing their thing. I love the sea of green. This is bee balm that's been coming up from last year's planting. And over here we have little baby arugulas. They also survived the snow that we had for like a whole 5 hours. And if you look real close, we got little radish babies going. All of these hostas in front of our big tree here are starting to unravel, and I love it. My apricot fudge lilies are starting to do their thing as well. It's the weirdest little bulb, don't you think? More beautiful lilies. And look at the size of these alliums, my goodness. This is one of my newest investments, a Ditheus, and it's so beautiful, really great pop-up color. I have these cute little lamb's ears, and they are doing wonderful, and I just love touching them. And my hillside of flowers, I have more bugleweeds, melissum, we have lavender, and then these are creeping phlox that were brutally murdered by the deer, but it will eventually look beautiful. This is some of the columbine that we planted last year, and it's actually getting its first little blossom right there, getting ready to come out. The catmint is doing so good that we actually planted more of the catmint over here. And we got this stuff from the nursery the other day. This is one of my beautiful red astilbes, and this is my white astilbe. More lily of the valley on the bank, and if you look real close, you can see its little knoblins starting to do its thing. And lastly, down here on our daffodil iris tulip bank, 2 tulips have bloomed. Oh my gosh, this is the first time I'm getting to see it. It was like almost open today whenever I went to work, and it's like fully open now. So beautiful, oh my gosh. I enjoyed my garden walk today. I have a bunch of compost to rake into my beds, and so I'll see you on the next vlog. Bye!